Andrew, what was the first book printed on the Gutenberg press? Drum roll, please. The first book ever printed on the Gutenberg press was the Bible, and Genesis, this ancient text about creation and family drama, has gone on to become the most translated and debated piece of literature in human history.
Pappy, that's fascinating how this collection of ancient stories has shaped so much of human thought. The way it moves from cosmic creation to intimate family betrayals is unlike anything else from that era.
Speaking of those dramatic shifts, Genesis breaks into two distinct parts. The first 11 chapters cover these massive origin stories: creation, the fall of humanity, a worldwide flood. Then suddenly it zooms in like a camera lens to focus on one family's messy journey.
Well, that's what makes it so compelling, right? One minute you're reading about the creation of the universe, the next you're deep in this family soap opera with Abraham and his descendants.
And these family stories are wild. You've got Abraham passing his wife off as his sister twice. Jacob was conning his brother out of his inheritance, then getting tricked himself into marrying the wrong woman. It's like an ancient HBO drama.
What do you make of how it handles these moral complexities? These aren't exactly role models we're reading about.
That's one of the most fascinating aspects. These characters are deeply flawed, yet they're part of this larger divine purpose. Take Joseph's story, sold into slavery by his jealous brothers, falsely accused of assault, thrown in prison. But it all leads to him saving the entire region from famine.
You know what's interesting about the Joseph narrative? It's considered one of the earliest examples of sophisticated literary character development in ancient literature.
Oh man, and the symbolism is incredible too, like how Joseph's dreams of stars bowing to him early in the story foreshadow his brothers bowing to him in Egypt. The whole text is filled with these careful literary touches.
So, what makes Genesis different from other ancient origin stories? There were plenty of creation myths floating around the ancient Near East.
Well, unlike those other texts where you have multiple gods fighting it out, Genesis presents this radical idea of one sovereign creator with a moral purpose. And instead of humans being created as divine servants, they're made in God's image with inherent dignity.
That's quite revolutionary for its period.
Exactly. And it establishes these huge themes that echo through history: human dignity, moral responsibility, divine purpose working through human events. Even the idea that history is moving toward a goal rather than just endlessly cycling.
The way it handles the theme of blessing is pretty unique too. This idea that one family would somehow bring blessing to all nations.
You know what's fascinating about that? The promise to Abraham about becoming a blessing to all nations has influenced everything from civil rights movements to modern humanitarian efforts. The text keeps generating new applications.
That reminds me, how do modern scholars approach these ancient texts?
Well, there's quite a range. Some read it as a straight historical narrative, others focus on its literary and theological significance. But what's remarkable is how it works on multiple levels: as history, as literature, as a foundation for ethical thinking.
The way it deals with human nature seems particularly relevant today.
Oh, this tension between human dignity and human fallibility, between our capacity for both good and evil, between individual choice and being part of a larger story, these themes still resonate. And the way it presents transformation through struggle feels very modern.
Like Jacob wrestling with God all night, that's such a powerful image for spiritual struggle.
And you know what's impressive? These stories keep generating new insights. Whether you're reading it as sacred scripture or ancient literature, Genesis raises fundamental questions about who we are, where we came from, and what it means to be human.
Well, Pappy, that explains why it's had such staying power across cultures and centuries.
Bullseye, Andrew. And here's what I find most compelling: whether you're dealing with family conflict, moral choices, or searching for purpose, Genesis suggests that our messy human stories can be part of something larger and more meaningful. That's a pretty powerful message for any era,